back, team. Hey, this is Toby, this is Broken Spokes, and thank you for joining us. This is going over Stage 3 of the Hubapalooza 2022. Stage 3 is going to be going down a trail called Poprocks, transition into Penny Lane, and then down the HotGates, a classic and everybody's favorite for photos. After the HotGates, it then goes into this new trail called Bev's Highway. And it's what I really loved about this stage is it just had such a variety of different terrain that you went over. So you started out at the top with Poprocks, then you went down that gnarly chute HotGates, and then into Bev's Highway, kind of more of a XC oriented trail. So once again, is what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going ahead and playing the whole run through, and then I'll rewind the clock and then play it start to finish again with a little bit of commentary. I'm going to wrap up with a few thoughts and opinions, things I did well, and things that I'm going to focus on next time I go out. I want to end this with some things that you can learn from and go after. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get started. Before I actually get into the stage itself, I want to give a little bit of perspective. I went ahead and downloaded the results and put them in a format that's maybe just a little bit easier to digest. While I thought I had an absolutely killer run with mine, I want to put it into a little bit of perspective. I am right here, and I have the 17th fastest time on this. I am 31.4 seconds behind first place. Mr. Jake Taylor crushed it. Mr. Eric Olson crushed it. Those guys are insanely fast. While I'm going to be looking for areas to actually improve on my time, I'm not going to be anywhere near that. How do they do that? What are they doing differently? I would love to know. I wanted to do this to just kind of show you that no matter how mine looks, this is where it sits overall, 16th place. There is a lot of opportunity, as these guys are showing, to really improve upon my time. And so while I'm doing good for my category, I think there's a lot of room to improve. So with that being said, let's just go jump right into the stage. Fuck. Fuck. Oh, hot diggity. Watching that made me start breathing heavy. And get yourself a drink of water, because there's going to be a lot of chatting going on. All right, so first and foremost, I got to apologize. Going down that HotGates, my helmet cam sort of got knocked a little loose. That's the downside of having it on your chin. Great footy. Sometimes it gets knocked off when things get a little hairy. So, okay. So, like I said earlier, we're going to start at the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and comment on this as it goes along. And what that's going to do is I'm just going to kind of give feedback into my different lines that I chose. And so hopefully it's interesting. Hopefully I can provide a little bit of insight into what I got going on. So one of the first things, it was really hard to hear these two. I should have said something. But starting out of the gate, hit this thing a little bit too deep and caused me to kind of jump sideways there for a second. And then coming up over this, it's always fun. Here's another flat corner that I really struggle with. Look, lose all momentum. Kind of pump that, stay really low here. And I'm coming along this. And then here's an area. Okay, so one of the funny things that I did in preparing for this is I was kind of concerned about the follow-up corner. So when you come over this little feature, you can't see this in the camera, there's going to be a left-hand corner here, a nice flat left-hander, and I was concerned if I took one of these inside lines like this, I was going to be set up too tight and actually lose all my momentum around that corner. So I instead opted to try and just roll over this rock. I don't know if it was a good choice or not, however, it seemed to work. I don't know that I lost too much speed over it, but okay, it did set me up nicely for that corner. Now coming around here, I always struggle with this corner right here because I hit that rock and it just eats up momentum is what it felt like. So now I got post up, I'm cranking through here, just chugging along, drop the post to kind of absorb this, and then I get into these. Now, my approach here was knowing that this was going to be a long stage. It's less time to hit these a little bit slower than I thought I should. Then it would be to either wash out or, yeah. So notice here, I actually kind of screwed this corner up. I was distracted and actually took that corner wide. I don't know why I did that, but I looked off to the side for something. Anyway, good old-fashioned rock there. The pros went down before me, so I blame them. Okay, cruising along here. See, this right here, this is where sort of an XC background or maybe just more of a pedally bike would be beneficial, because you have all this chunk that's just sitting there kind of slowing you down here and there. And then this corner in particular, ooh, that is just painful. Ooh, Yeah, I know right here my legs are just screaming, trying to put out more power. Okay, dropper post up. Once again, it was only going about 3/4 up. It was a perpetual problem this whole time. And let's see here. Pause it right about there. Where are you gonna pause? Anyway, my heart rate was about, let's see here. Yep, 170. So I'm clipping along at a pretty good pace. Probably could push it a little bit harder, but I'm on the upper end of my effort level. Okay, round this corner. I could have straightened that one out just a little bit. Coming into HotGates, hot. Okay, so check this out. Come in here, and then boom. I could have, I think it would have been faster, honestly, had around this corner right here. If so, I came like this, and then you'll see me kind of snake around like this corner here. I think it would have honestly straightened out this next corner had I come here. So had I stayed left there and then been able to kind of widen this corner out, I think I might have been able to save, you know, a second or two there. But I mean, I came through it clean, and then is what it did is I sort of got wonky right here, and check this out, boom, wall ride. Didn't mean to do that, but is what it did. It actually knocked that camera down a little bit. So for the rest of the footage, you're just gonna have to look at my front tire a little bit more. Okay, right here, this little chicane right here is what I want to call it. So you got this rock here. I don't know how to make that faster. I mean, you could hug this inside here, but I mean, it's so sharp and irritating, quite honestly, to just keep that going. If anybody has any pointers there, let me know. I'd love to hear them. Anyway, right here, I was pretty happy. I had made it through the hardest part without dying. I had gone through the photo area without, you know, making a total mess and mockery of myself, which I was pretty excited about. And then I knew that I just basically had sort of a, you know, kind of a more chunky XC trail going on here. So I was just sitting here going, okay, prepare yourself to really, really push it. Now, the other hard part with this trail here is it's all about line choice. And I did a terrible job of that right here. Boom. Oh my gosh. Okay, game day decision, folks. I was like, okay, so there's two courses. You could take this or you could take this. We'll call this the A line, the first one, and the B line. The A line comes up and over this steep rock roll and then has a sharp right to get back on the trail. The B line is much smoother but much longer. My idea was, oh boy, this is a long stage. I should have the fitness for it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the B line to set myself up to keep my momentum. Poor choice. Really poor choice. So not only did I get into that B line a lot slower than I thought, I think it just, see, look at that. Ugh. Oh, that makes me hurt. Okay. See, going around here, I would have already been over that rock. I would have already hit the downslope, and I would have been pedaling away right here. Look at that. Gosh, so silly. I should have taken it. I mean, most of the pros you can see, the class in front of me, they took this line, and I think that, boy, they made the right decision. Okay, we're back at it. I got a little distracted there. Okay, so going up here, now we're into the real XC part. Okay, there's a few little maneuvers here which I thought were helpful, like that last little rock right here. And we're going to back this up a few frames. Okay, once again, you'll notice there's an A line and a B line, and is what we're going to title this. I don't know why, but left to right. We're going to go A line this way and B line this way. For some reason, I guess I was just in a B line roll, and I went B line. Now, is what this did is this put me up high, and then a nice rock roll on the way down. Silly decision because I had this hill to climb. You'll see here I'm going to get to the top and actually pause it so that you can actually look over to the left and see how much vert I had to gain for no freaking reason. Look at this. Okay, I'm dying. Look, okay. Over here, this is that A line. That was probably 10-15 feet at least that I didn't have to climb had I been smart about it. But for some reason, my game day lizard brain was just not functioning well. But hey, I got to go down in kind of a cool rock roll and yeah, sit there smacking myself for feeling stupid. Okay, coming through here, there's that rock right there. If you hit that with speed, you can kind of jump over that second rock that caught me. Didn't do it. Didn't happen. The old escape sticks were mighty fatigued at this point. Okay, now you just have to watch me painfully pedal away. This makes me hurt. Okay, right here. This was the right choice. Now, is what I could have done is I could have cut that corner just a little bit sooner. And then you had this flat. That flat is a lot more off camber than it looks on film. But anyway, I was kind of hanging on for dear life right here, which is unfortunate because I thought I was going to be a little bit stronger in this course. I think it was just a combination of so many bad lines that were kind of catching up to me with as far as like power output and whatnot go. But anyway, all these little chunky sections really start adding up. I can see the finish line, and I'm getting a second burst. Look at how much more effort I put in this. Man, I finished strong though. Like that's the irritating part, is I finished stronger than I was putting in as I was going down there. And I think that had I maybe done a little bit harder effort at the beginning, I could have taken some time off. So you'll notice is at the end here, everybody was just sitting down and kind of collecting themselves. This was a pretty tough stage. That was super physical. I mean, you went over so many different different types of terrain that it was really taxing. I mean, you had the high speed stuff with Poprocks. You had the off-camber flat corners with Penny Lane. You had the steep rock chute with HotGates. You had the absolute technical, the kind of cross-country nightmare that is Bev's Highway. I mean, that's a great trail to ride with your, friends and family. Maybe not the best trail to race, as far as like fun goes. But I thought it was a great choice. I think it really separated people, and I think that was their intention. Did a great job. What are some of the big key takeaways? One, on a big stage like this, I think it would be better to maybe push it a little bit harder in the beginning. So I felt toned it down a little bit on Poprocks and Penny Lane. I kind of wish I would have pushed it just a little bit harder there. When it came to Penny Lane, I was, for some reason, just wasn't quite clicking, and I wish I would have hit those flat corners a little bit more precisely and a little bit more intentionally. It felt like I was just maybe a little bit distracted. I don't know why. It just felt weird. Okay, when it came to HotGates, there was actually the HotGates, and I think they call it Hot Chutes. I should have ridden that Hot Chutes. I looked at it in the course preview, but they had it marked Sport and Beginner and then Expert Pro. And I was under the impression that experts and pros were forced to go down HotGates. Now, not that I'm disagreeing with that. I think that's the right move. I think that all, experts and pros should have gone down the more technically demanding trail. However, I think that the Chutes one might have been a little bit faster. Everybody at the end of the race thought it was when it came to a vote. Bev's Highway. My game day decisions cost me quite a bit of time. Like, I bet you I can count 10 to 15 seconds in that whole course that poor line choice caught me. So right out of that gate, that first left hand that I took, that B line, oh man, I bet that's at least 5 to 6 seconds. That little rise that I stopped and for some reason decided to just torture myself going over, I bet that was 3 to 4 seconds. Some of those little pops and everything like that, I really do think that had been able to carry just a little bit more speed with the correct line choice, that would help me out a lot. That dropper post in the middle of Penny Lane, that could have helped me out had I been able to sort of relax my legs a little bit more. But these are all things that we all have to consider, and they all go into your race run strategy. And while I'm really pleased with how this went together, once again, number one goal, make it home safe. Number two goal, no crashes. And I achieved both of those goals. I pushed myself hard, and honestly, I think I'm pretty excited with how I ended up. Could have shaved some time off, but hey, not the end of the world, and made it home safe. So if you see opportunities of line choice or maybe some technique that I could work on, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to kind of review your thoughts on where I could do better. Where did you slow down? Let me know how you did. I think that'd be really cool to have people maybe commenting on timestamps, like right here, I did this. That'd be super fun. This video style was a little bit different than the previous two. I have a little bit more energy today, and I think it worked out good. I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and if you're having fun watching me go through this, please go ahead and give the video a like. I'd really appreciate it, and it gets it out to a few more people to see if maybe they'd like it. If not, go ahead, and I hope to see you out there. Hope the weather's great, and get out there and ride.